this game is an open world game, there is an open world checklist.
What is he
that means
trying
that
to do?
you are
Me
I
casually
really like
playing
this
Final
video.
Fantasy VII Rebirth, enjoying my time.
This video, like if you
Me
want the
going
platinum,
full ape mode, trying to concrete slam the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Platinum trophy that proves absolutely nothing.
you should really check this video out first.
This man has gamed too hard. The game played the man. This man is now suffering from gameitis from accomplishing absolutely nothing over the course of 6 days other than a slight dopamine release
I'm not pretty
upon
sure you have
seeing
seen this
smaller
video.
platinum
Yeah,
colored
no,
image
no,
pop
but-
up on his screen. He is nothing more than a baboon.
So I went into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth pretty confident that I would snatch up that juicy platinum trophy. After all, remakes wasn't too hard. The hardest thing there was to pretty much just go back through the game on hard mode. That's it. There were a few hard fights throughout that playthrough, like Hell House and Genova, but aside from that, all pretty doable. Now, prior to going through Rebirth, I didn't scan over the trophy list until I actually finished my first playthrough. It wasn't until then that I realized, oh my god,
I think this is what happening to you as well. Like most of us, because you are still in your first playthrough, right? Yeah. When I was in my first playthrough, I did not scan the thing, right? To be fair, yesterday I played 2.5 hours of Rebirth, and all I did was one side quest, 2 blood queen, one piano that took me 1.5 hours. What? Why? Why does the piano took you so long? Holy shit!
this is what
And you have to remember this. You need to do all that shit again in hard mode.
you're
as
asking
well.
of
All
me.
the side
In that
quests.
moment, Square Enix had essentially given me the biggest purple nurple of my life, twisting my nipples in a
This
1440
is the
degree.
best
Because
video ever.
unlike Remake, it's not just hard mode that is Rebirth's hardest trophy to achieve, but rather the 7-star hotel trophy. Rebirth essentially has a collection of trophies in the game itself. These come in the form of
It's the 5th piano note. It's getting the star is the pain. Yeah, I get it. You need to get a max star. Yeah,
collectibles,
the
and they're
star
rewarded to the
rating.
player after completing certain specific things. The game
I kinda
right
get
here
it,
is
but
asking you to practically
you gotta
do
remember that
literally
it's a
everything,
hard mode as
and
well.
so it should if it is for a platinum trophy. But my god, 148 hours later.
I'll be frank. This guy actually took quite low. Like this guy did it in a very fast pace. I am right now in 140 hours. And let me tell you one thing. If you check the Platinum Trophy guide, like Power Picks or anything like that, right? Every guide will say the same thing, which is 200 hours. So this is Pixie Power Picks, and it says 150 to 200 hours, right? That usually when he says like this, I've always assumed the later, like the 200 hours, and because it only makes sense in that, and the same thing goes with like PlayStation Profile. I use this as well. This itself is just like 200 hours. That's what it says, just 200 hours. I was like, okay. And
Later, I got it. Oh, I got it. But I am a madman now. 6 days! Among other
this
things.
guy got it in 148 hours. I'm pretty sure he may have just skipped some scene and stuff. Like, because like, for us, like casual gamer, we probably just play the game and then like you know, for me, by default, like a little bit of cultured gamer, I always watch the cinematics. I roughly try to skip it sometimes until I really got like in the spot where I really a little bit desperate in time. Then I would like try to skip some stuff. But dude, 148 hours. I'm so jealous. And my friend only beat the game at 180 hours, and so it's quite fast indeed. It's very fast.
7-star hotel trophy
probably
requires you to
probably
practically
rush,
perfect
though.
every
It does
single
not succeed.
minigame.
It does
If
not
that
succeed.
minigame
Yeah, I
has
guess
a
so.
hard mode variant of it, then
It's definitely that's
you'll
what
drag
you did.
your ass through it. Now, this is fine for the most part because a lot of the minigames aren't overly too challenging in order to get a perfect score to get the collectible so that you can say, hey Johnny, look, I'm a nerd. But there are some here that make me want to unplug my PlayStation 5 and chuck it through a wood chipper. The chicken flying. F the chicken flying. I hate the chicken flying. This chocobo can suck my nuts. Now, the first 2 courses of this are fine, but course number 3, oh my god, course number 3. I swear someone at Square Enix was just having a bad day on course number 3, and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna push the player to the absolute limits and make it almost near impossible to finish this, mixed in with god-awful controls.
The funny thing is, my cousins love to platinum game as well, just the same as me. The one that I told you that I borrowed him the game. He actually told me, I showed this video to him. I was like sharing this. I sent it to him and he said, I don't think I'm gonna platinum Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I think I'm just gonna beat the game and that's it. So I was like, oh, I see, really? Okay.
I swear to God, course number 3 is just a joke from the Square Enix developers themselves. To complete this minigame, you need to fly through every single score ring, and I swear to God, to get the final 2 score rings on the 3rd course,
this course
like
took me almost like 30 minutes or
fire.
so.
I'm also glad
This
that I'm
course
not
can
the only
suck
one that
it
faced this
to
pain,
me.
because looking at the comment section of PowerPix's guide towards this minigame, it's pretty clear that people absolutely hated this. I swear to God, it feels like whoever's job it was to balance the minigames just did not show up to work. I'm convinced nobody playtested the last course. I figured out why this game has 100+ hours of content. I think I'd rather dodge 100 lightning strikes in a row.
200 though?
This minigame is garbage. Yuffie saying, "This is great!" before every attempt pushed my rage to new heights, unlike the chocobo. Now, there is actually an easier method to this minigame. You can essentially just do a complete U-turn once you fly through this ring, go back to the air booster thing to chuck your chicken back up into the air. By doing this, you'll get a little bit more height in order to reach those final 2 rings. But even still so, with this method in use, no, just no. I want to eat a cement brick. Gears and Gambits and Fort Condor. Okay, you guys should know this. I am an absolute village idiot. I am a Stone Age ape. A strategy game to me.
I'll be frank, I don't really know what he is talking about, because I as I told you before, the last time when I was playing the game, I got to chapter 8 and then I got spoiled by someone, and then I went to chapter 9 in a rush. So I did play some of the side quests. I only played 2 course. I did not play the 3rd course or anything. And I just rushed. And then since then, I did not play any side quests. I did not play any side quests at the Cosmo Canyon and so on and so on. So it's like, you know, it's... It's like, is it really that hard for the
tower
chicken?
defense any more than
But
that?
because I'm playing hard mode right now, so
And I will human combust. Now, admittedly, the normal
this
rounds
actually
of both
are
Gears and
kind of
Gambits and
fine
Fort Condor
for me, to be
is
frank.
fine, but you are required to do the
Because I
hard
love
mode versions
strategy games,
of
so-
these mini games, and. In this moment, I was basically like a passenger
Gears
on
and
an
Gambit?
aeroplane
Gears and
that is
Gambit? Is it a
currently
game? I
going
never heard of
down
it.
because for some reason the pilot has lost
I never heard of it.
consciousness. It
Gears
is now
and
up to
Gambit?
me to fly the plane.
not bless
The only
my soul.
problem is I don't know how to fly a plane. I am clueless.
Oh, is
now
the
the good
Final
thing
Fantasy
about
VII
both
stuff?
of these mini games right here is so long
you
as
mean
you
this?
have a specific setup and you put the units in at the correct time, you will be all rainbows and daisies. So I googled up
Yeah,
a
I
guide
read
because
this.
I refused to
Is
go
it called
through
Gears
a
and Gambit?
human
I'm sorry.
torture experiment
it's-
for any
it was
longer
fine
than
for me
10
for that one.
hours, and voila, I completed both mini games. By the way, I think that Gears and Gambits is terrible. That's just because, again, I am a
yeah, I
village
played-
idiot.
I
But
played
looking at
this.
Fort Condor, while yes, the hard mode versions are definitely challenging,
I think it's
actually
the hard
really
mode version,
enjoyed
because I still haven't
this
get
mini
there.
game, and that's coming from someone that doesn't like
I still haven't played in hard
strategy-based
mode.
games. The Corral Region Proto Relic Quest requires you to take on Kid
Oh yeah, this one as well. I guess it's the Yuffie is fine. I think the Ares.
G's challenges of murdering cactuses. This is yet another mini game that I cried myself to sleep over. Now, the series of these challenges require you to use both
hard
Yuffie
mode took
and
me
Aerith.
2
The
hours,
Yuffie ones
but-
are completely fine. It's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward switching between physical attacks and ninjutsu.
I think that's why it
Everything's
got
pretty
so
much
long
smooth
of a
sailing
time,
with Yuffie's
to-
kit,
for,
but
like,
taking
what,
on
like
a
a-
horde of angry cactuses in a certain amount
That's
of
why I have, like, a
time
long time
as Aerith
gameplay
is pain
of content in
incarnate.
this game.
Because you're required to switch between both magical and physical attacks in order to take down these angry
Yeah, I
cactuses.
hated the-
This is not a fun time with
the
Aerith.
hard mode-
She was not
The hard mode, this thing. I'm not pretty sure what it called again. This weird cactus thing. God damn
designed
it.
to be flailing around.
I
with a
hate it
stick.
so much.
You're also required to switch between light.
The thing I hate is I always get until the very end. It was the end, the last wave. Then always run out of time.
in darkness wards this area so that you can take down certain elemental specific cactus.
This is really annoying.
In case you haven't realized, this video is basically one big session, so if this is not your kind of cup of tea, I suggest you click off the video right now. Admittedly, I will say that Kid G's challenges out of the annoying minigames to 100% is probably the least most painful to deal with. I want to burn that chicken and hand it over to Colonel Sanders. Now looking at the gold saucer minigames, all of these are basically fine, actually pretty fun. I got a kick out of all of them. Especially the Coliseum, you are required to also do all of the Coliseum bouts. Oh, I do enjoy me an arena system in my action games, so I ate this up. However, it's not until you get to the 3D Brawler where you realize, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to playing Plants vs. Zombies. Now, most of the challenges in this are fine, but the Shinra employee and Sephiroth This minigame requires you to have the most keenest of keen eyes. This is basically like being a vulture up in the Sahara Desert trying to pinpoint where a rotting corpse is. And by the way, this vulture is like within the Earth's orbit, like basically in space, trying to scope out a corpse from all the way up there. Yeah, this minigame requires you to animation read. Guard against your enemy's attack by
I
pushing
really
the
understand
analogs.
this feeling because I did try Sephiroth. It sucks. It sucks so bad. I can't even hit it once.
In the correct direction. Some of these
I was like,
animations,
no, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go play something else first that is easy, and then we'll leave all those hard things at the end.
especially for the Shinra employee and Sephiroth, look so similar. It is so hard to determine where to push my analog stick. Do I push it towards the roof?
You can
down
use
towards
this.
the ground?
They just keep pausing and stuff, and then they just
up
make it.
my ass? I don't know,
Look at
because
that.
all of these swings
They
that you are
use this new technique where you pause the game,
throwing
pause.
towards my chin
and then-
basically look the same. What is going to be your saving grace here is the
I can't wait to
pause
unlock all those
buffer
saucer.
technique.
Probably will spend a long
Basically,
time.
as soon
Yeah,
as the
holy
enemy
shit,
is
maybe
engaging
50
into
hours,
a
I don't
punch,
know.
you press the
You're already
pause
70
button.
hours,
This
but
way
then
you can
50
kind
hours
of start
in
to
Ghost
determine,
Saucer.
alright, he's going to do an uppercut, he's going to do a low jab, he's going to do a side jab. This pretty much means that this minigame is just one big pause buffer thing. I didn't enjoy the 3D Brawler at all, and I would happily say that this is probably the most painful minigame out of them all. Hell, give me a trophy where I have to sing Under the Sea 100 times in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'll take that any day of the week over Mike Tyson's simulator over here. Everything else here, though, is, yeah,
Mike
pretty
Tyson's
fine. Like, especially the Chocobo racing. Oh my god. We pretty
Chocobo
much
was
got
fun.
Mario Kart 9 before Mario Kart 9. Square Enix cooks a decent, like, kart racer minigame within Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and this is a substantial amount of content here. I loved this. Queen's Blood as well, you are required to basically do all of Queen's Blood, and this just needs to be a game.
I mean, we gotta admit, like, Queen's Blood is really a good card game. Even the people who don't really play card game will probably enjoy this as well. It's really great. It's like, holy shit.
in itself. It is so good.
I don't feel any suffering at all. I feel joy.
And again, coming from someone that doesn't like strategy games or card-based games, this is just flat out fantastic. I even surprised myself here with this minigame. Like, I thought I was going to flat out hate it and it would be the worst aspect of this game overall, but like I was starting to convince myself that, oh my god, do I have the Millennium Eye within me? Am I that dude? There are also 3 rhythm-based quick time event sort of minigames within this that you are going to have to perfect as well, and all of them were absolutely fine. The piano is the biggest one of all. You have to
Queen's Blood
A-rank
is
all
fun.
of
Yeah,
the
Queen's
piano
Blood is
songs.
super
I know a
fun.
lot of people are like losing their tits over this. I actually didn't mind.
But again, I don't know, I kind of enjoy all the card games in Final Fantasy. I enjoy Triple Triad. I enjoy, yeah, the one in Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 8. Both of them, I enjoy them as well.
Mind this until, you know, once you finish Johnny's stash, he then gives you the music sheet for One Winged Angel. No thanks, Johnny. I would rather choke myself with a can of baked beans. If it ain't part of your checklist, I don't want to know about it. That's your business now, not mine. Because Because this game is an open world game, there is an open world checklist.
What is he
that means
trying
that
to
you are
do?
required, like you do with your shopping list, to go down to the open world supermarket and tick off all of those food items. Yeah, you're going to be doing basically everything out in the open world, and all of it is, honestly speaking, quite a joy. It's just that traditional cliche kind of open world checklist thing where you're doing all of the different locations, any sort of mini game as
These are all
part of
relaxing.
those
These are all
locations
relaxing.
you will complete.
Hey, he is greater than I. 808. Thank you so much for the follow, man. Welcome to my humble channel.
Yada yada
We
yada
are
yada
watching
yada.
and
It's something
reacting
that
to
we've
some
seen for the
very
past
cool video.
decade here of gaming. Just like Remake, you are going to be doing all of the side quests here in Rebirth. As I said in my review, I think the side quests of this game are significantly better than they were in Remake. I think this was a big complaint about Remake, how the side content kind of felt fillerish, whereas the side content here in Rebirth feels substantial and it feels like it's actually important. In total, there are 36 meaty side quests to complete, and I didn't have an issue with any of them aside from the chicken one. I want to know like how this side quest even came
The chicken one is actually very easy. There is a way to hack it.
about within the brainstorming
I did both. Hard mode, normal one. I did both of them. Hello, chats
session
and
of
peeps.
the
Hello.
staff members at
Yeah,
Square
welcome,
Enix to
man,
be like,
welcome.
alright guys, we need some side quest content, pitch your ideas. Then
Wait.
you got
Something just happened just now. Hey, Erod Sink. Did I say Erod? This L, right? It's not I, right? Sink. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. Very nice of you to do so.
Billy Bob there in the corner just like, alright, in the Gongaga region, there is an old lady who has lost her chickens. It is up to Cloud and the gang to get those chickens back. We're going to...
I mean, the thing with the chicken is like, they won't run back immediately. Like, even though you get caught, like, and then you can just run back in front of them and then just drop it again. You get caught, you just drop it again, and then they will still like, "Ding!" And then, you know, it's kind of easy actually.
include a
you
unique
know
mechanic
how to
where you have a tin
do that.
attached to a
Hello,
string,
Erod,
and
see?
you need to coerce
I don't know, I
the
should call
chicken
you
into
Erod, I guess.
following
Erod? Is
you
that
with
right?
this
Erod?
tin attached
Erod?
to a
Erod?
string.
I'm sorry.
Billy Bob, that's it. You are getting a promotion. Get the developers on speed
Can I call
dial
you
ASAP.
ES?
It was on this day that I was made fool of
Hello.
by a chicken.
To you
However,
too.
it's Quest 36 that kind of asks a little bit too much of the player. Now, at this point in the game, you've probably done all of the gold source minigames, achieved the highest score, got the best reward. Wait a minute though, Quest 36 swoops in and it's like, you thought you were finished with these minigames? Think again. The Shinra employee doesn't believe that you have what it takes to become
The ultimate party animal.
Actually, I was just
it's up to
watching
you
your
to
YouTube
prove to
video
the
and just
Shinra
click on
working
your
monkey
Twitch
that
link,
you are
follow
indeed the
your
loosest
life.
goose on
Wait,
the block. This
What? Seriously? Which video do you watch? Which video? Same here. Damn. Which video did you guys watch? I thought you guys just came in from Twitch. I thought it was actually from YouTube. Damn. Thank you so much. Are you guys just hoping me to play some Nikkei or like something
means
else?
that you will go through all of the gold source mini games again, but now with an extreme
The recent
hard
Nikkei video.
score
Oh,
to
thank you so
achieve.
much.
Now,
You were
again,
supposed to
this
Nikkei
isn't
as well.
overly too bad. I quite enjoyed going back through the Chocobo
I'm playing
racing,
Stellar Blade right
as
now.
well
I'm
as
just trying to
doing stuff
platinum
like
it
the
first.
G-Bike, although this was bugged with the recent update. I think people
Maybe we
are
can play
stuck
some
on this.
event
Thankfully,
later
I
on.
finished this
I'm not sure.
before
We'll
the
see how that
update,
goes.
but this is what gives you access to Sephiroth in the 3D Brawler, along with the fact that the Shinra employees 3D
Great
Brawler
minds think
fighter
alike.
is ridiculous, like a pro league.
Yes, you are from
technically.
YouTube.
However,
Yeah,
most of the
Fantasuki is
side
from
quest
YouTube as
content
well.
In Rebirth was an absolute joy to play through, much better than what we saw in Remake. Another big boy trophy in this game is the hard mode playthrough. This was the big substantial trophy of Remake, and it kind of is a substantial trophy again here in Rebirth, but I honestly found the hard mode playthrough not to be too difficult. In total, I think the boss that I died the most on
Yeah,
was
it's actually not
Final
really that
Sephiroth,
bad.
as well as that god.
But I am scared of one boss in hard mode, which I still haven't went there. I haven't get to that boss yet, which is Vincent. Holy shit, is it like gonna be a spoiler for you, Fantasuki? But yeah, eventually you're gonna fight Vincent. sorry. Sorry. But you know,
Forsaken Dragon in the Ancient Temple. And when I say died
Vincent
the most
is-
on, I mean like
I played the
3
normal
or 4
one,
deaths.
and I
believe. I think
died,
it was
like,
3 deaths
so
there
many
on the
times.
Dragon, 4 deaths on Final Sephiroth. Don't get me wrong though, it's not a total walk through the park. I was put into a lot
I'm
of
so sorry.
situations where I was switching around my materia and having to like kind of think a little bit more so about the encounters that I was coming across. But because you've already got the knowledge from your first playthrough and you keep everything from that first initial playthrough, hard mode isn't too bad. Oh, but now we're getting to the main course. Without a single doubt, the hardest challenge throughout the entirety of the Rebirth Platinum is completing absolutely every single one of Chadley's combat challenges. And with just how ferocious these additional challenges are, I'm convinced with all of the data that Chadley has been accumulating over the course of time of helping him out within both
The only FF I
Remake
played
and
is FF.
Rebirth,
Holy
I'm
shit.
convinced that he'll probably end up being an
Nah, I know about Vincent. Yeah, not really a spoiler. Okay, then it makes me feel a bit better. The only FF I play is Final Fantasy VIII. Dude, that is our Final Fantasy VIII is my first Final Fantasy. Dude, I love Final Fantasy VIII because of the love story. I play Final Fantasy because of the love story. Like, who cares about the Beast and the Beauty? I care about Squirrel and the Rinoa. That's it.
per giga super boss for the end of part 3. I
not
am
going to play
shaking in
FF7
my
Remake
boots
until
just
all the
thinking
parts are
about it.
released, which I'm
Giga
thinking
Ultra
there is 3
Chad
parts.
Chat.
Yeah, there's
There
3
are
parts
a
for Final
ton
Fantasy
of combat
VII
simulator challenges
remakes.
now here in Rebirth compared to what there was in
Still
Remake.
waiting for
You'll
the third
eventually
one.
unlock the legendary and brutal challenges. And the game is not lying to you with those fancy, descriptive, expressive words. These are f***ing hard. Now, it's up to you when you do them. You can do them at
Yes,
the
I
end of
can-
your
I
first
can see.
playthrough, or if you want to, you can go through a
Dude,
hard
what's
mode
happening?
playthrough, get the manuscripts, and further strengthen your characters a little bit. Continue to upgrade your materia, which I highly recommend doing before
If I'm not
taking
wrong,
these
Vincent
on,
is a
or you
vampire
can just
looking
do
gun.
these
Yeah,
challenges.
that's the guy. That's the guy.
Good luck.
The guy in
in
the
a way,
red.
if you do manage to finish at
Like
least
to
all of the legendary
shoot people with
challenges, it
guns.
will make your hard mode playthrough, which
While
honestly
everybody-
speaking isn't really that hard
Wait,
anyway, just
Barry
a
is
little
gun
bit
as well.
easier, as you will get the this necklace. This piece of equipment, it's the best in the game. It gives you limit as soon as you
That
get
is
into
one
a
of the-
combat encounter.
I get him, man. I mean, that is one of the 3 things, the hardest things to say. It's like, you know, like the I love you, I'm sorry, and got to them meringue, got them all meringue. I don't know, but you know,
And it just
that's like
continually
the same
fills
thing.
your limit gauge as you're running around swinging
Nobody
your
can-
step.
I
Now,
don't
you're gonna be
believe
swinging and
anybody can
swapping the
actually
materia like
say it
the
right.
materia is going out of fashion. You're going to be like a circus juggler, juggling that materia in and out into sockets,
remember
doing
of
this
Final Fantasy VIII
build,
is the
that
best
build,
meme,
to
you
try
are
to figure
best
out the
looking.
correct
And then
build
zoom in,
in
basically
order
it's
to
a
slay
slur.
enemies you've already slayed 100 times
that's the-
over.
that's
Yet these ones, for some reason,
highest
are
meme.
clearly chugging on too many protein shakes.
That
The
we
brutal
get.
challenges will have you fighting foes that you fought previously before in a group of 3. They're a little bit stronger this
shit, I'm
time
not
around,
lucky.
and there's a total of
Wanted to
10
show you my
rounds
memes, though,
per challenge. The infuriating thing about both of the legendary and brutal challenges is that
Goddamn.
it does
Goddamn.
take a while to progress through each of
Goddamn.
the rounds, just because unless you have the right materia set up, it takes a while to take down these enemies. If you die, let's say on like round 8, oh my god, it's painful. You've now got to go back through 18 minutes of sword swinging, fist throwing, bullet pumping combat to get back up to the point that you are struggling with. You can do all of the previous rounds fine, but it's that round 8 or round 9 that you absolutely continue to die on. It would be so good if you could just quickly jump to the rounds that
You're like,
you've further
I'm
escaped.
not sure whether Fantasky did actually play the Final Fantasy VII Remake Platinum. Oh, I mean, not really the Platinum. You Platinum the game, yes, but then they got like the harder one, like in Integrate, where you have to fight Weiss. And then Weiss, you will get 1 trophy as well for Weiss, of course. But for Weiss, the level of Weiss, it's so different of the gap, of the hardness of the fight itself, that from what I think what happened was people actually managed to beat Weiss, and then they started to like, holy shit, Weiss is really like super hard. It's like so hard. to beat Wise. But they were like, okay, let's make some other fights that is 10 times higher than Wise. And that is actually what happened in this. And to be frank, the thing that made me a little bit giving up, like right now I was like, okay, it's fine, I'm not gonna platinum Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now. It's because of that fight. Like the one that I explained right now around
Gotten
here.
up to, but of course, part of the challenge.
It's like I can't even beat Wise yet. I was like, I haven't even tried to beat Wise yet.
Is being able to have that correct build that will see you through all 10 rounds. And this is actually one of the things that I kind of found out about with the combat on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I guess harkens back to the original combat system of a traditional Final Fantasy game, is that it's all about your build. It doesn't so much require just...
I'm so distracted playing with the mods, you know. Final Fantasy VII Remake mods is like, oh... Naked Tifa. I'm sorry. I mean, Chun-Li Tifa. So good. So good. Holy shit. Nier Automata Tifa. So good. Yes. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Raw skill when it comes to the action side of this game. Yes, of course, perfect blocking is definitely a skill-based thing in this game, and of course character position, switching between your characters to make sure they're out of harm's way, and knowing exactly when to attack is all kind of skill-related, but for the most part, your success is primarily going to come from your materia setup. I would say they are pretty doable, like all of them up until Rulers of the Outer Worlds. Oh my god.
I mean, Kujata...
5 anus twisting
oh yeah, this one you have to fight all the
Kujata
summons.
And Phoenix, Titan and Bahamut, Alexander and Odin. Then you go to Gilgamesh. Then you have to go to Sephiroth. Oh, and this is not just any normal version of Sephiroth. He's got a new move where he will strangulate you, lock you into place, and perform a fucking limit attack. The only way to avoid this attack
I
is
love
to
this guy's the way that he say fuck is like he's using Donald Duck. I think I need to get that sound as well. Yeah, let me get that sound right now before we forget.
But hang on a minute. Most of the time, your computer-controlled allies will not do this. This means that you have to ensure to switch to your allies when Sephiroth is targeting them. If you aren't good with your perfect guards here in this fight, you will be punished.
Okay, let's hope it's not gonna be... Let's hope it's not gonna be super loud. Donald Duck. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm just gonna open the tab so that you don't have to face that anymore.
You'll be thrown on the ground.
That's not what I hope.
Someone will steal your dog, raid your pantry.
You're gonna die.
Rulers of the Outer World is hard, like really, really hard. Now the brutal challenges are mainly focused on solo fights. So the game is sort of asking
I swear it's
you,
not
okay,
me.
at this point you know how to control all of the characters pretty well confidently. Surprisingly, aside from actually Cloud's brutal challenge, which I think the game is basically thinking, okay, Cloud's probably the character you've played the most of, so let's make his like harder compared to the rest of the party members.
Wait. Sorry. Let me check it a little bit. How many people has platinum the game yet so far? How many people has platinum the game? .4%. Holy shit. The game is already out for a few months now. Only 1.4%. It is very ultra rare. I mean, like, look at Stellar Blade. It's only 1 month, but I believe a lot of people, like 5%, it's already platinum them. Like, if I platinum this game a little bit later, it won't be ultra rare anymore when I get them. You know, like I think just 5.1 it will become like rare. So I think it's in that 5% scope. Holy crap. Still 1.5%. Hold on. Okay, you know what? That is, yeah, I guess it is really hard then.
But most of these are actually fine.
I'm going to
it's not
Platinum
until
Celebrate
you
too.
eventually get to Bonds of Friendship. Oh my god.
I'm still
Bonds
trying.
of
I'm still trying to platinum that.
Just nuke me and my house.
You are greater
right
than
now.
I
Bonds
am,
of Friendship is
seriously.
a team up fight with both Zack and
I hope you already
Cloud. Pretty
platinum
cool,
again.
right? Because we don't really get to control Zack
We
all
actually
too
have
often throughout
high,
the game.
high player
Problem
retention
number
rate
one, though,
from what
here
I
with
heard, so
this
people
is
are still
Zack
playing.
is a party member
Yeah,
that you
I
cannot customize, so you
saw.
are forced.
I saw the, you know, when you stream on Twitch and then you got all this weird stuff going on, right? And then yeah, I saw that. I think it's still got around 1,000 views for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which there is still like a lot of people playing.
The setup that
on
is already
Twitch
given
as
to
well.
him. Now, there's also a Sephiroth
And of course, I
version
think a
of
lot
this,
of
though the
other
Sephiroth
places
version is
people are still
actually
playing
pretty
it, I
easy,
guess.
mainly because Sephiroth is a lot stronger than Zack. The kit that's given to him is a lot better. He is given re-raise, which re-raise is just so good. Zack doesn't have this. That's a problem. But you shouldn't struggle too much with Dad next to you. It's when you have Zack where the problems start to occur. And without a doubt, I think that personally, Bonds of Friendship is the hardest challenge in the entire game, more so than Rulers of the Outer Worlds. I struggled on this for days. It was just basically getting to the point where it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to put the controller down, come back tomorrow, cool down a bit, and retry. And I think it took me about 3 days worth of retrying, though I wasn't spending hours on end retrying each day. It did take me a little while.
But it's
to
actually more
conquer.
effective in what he's doing. You know, like when you stop, you just play it maybe 1 hour or 2 hour, and that's it. And then if you get like way too stressed, you're like, let's just stop, and then you just play the next day. That is actually how I got all my Final Fantasy X trophies. Like for the Chocobo, like each time when I stream when I stream for the first hour, I just spend the first hour just trying that challenge. If I didn't get it, then I'm just gonna move on to the next one. It's the same thing with the 1,000 rope jump for Final Fantasy IX. I was doing that for like each hour, the first hour I was trying to play the game, and I was trying to just like, you know, just jump that. I actually got the tricks or the, like, you know, how to like actually get that done. I still did not get it, but I managed to get until like 500 plus jumps, and you know, that's what happened. Hey, Bella Robert, welcome to my humble channel. My name is Jeffu, and we play Nikke's around. I'm sorry. Yeah. We play a lot of RPGs around here. That's what I wanted to say. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I just
the build that
thought
I
I
ended
have to
up
say that,
using
but,
here
you know,
was
it's not
essentially
relevant.
a magic-focused Eroga build with HP and
Well, I
MP
can't wait to
absorb
collab with
on
Stellar Blade.
Eroga.
Oh man, I can't wait for that as well. It's gonna be huge, right? I hope it's huge. I hope it have like voiceover, so that I can play it on YouTube as well. you know, I did tell you guys that I'm not gonna play the without voiceover one. I'm like, the one without voiceover is gonna be only on stream, but the one with voiceover is gonna be on YouTube as well. I really hope it has voiceover. It's gonna be a huge
Mainly because
one.
a lot of the enemies that you're versing throughout
Rebirth.
these rounds are all weak to
I read
that
that. Okay,
of
never mind.
Arrow.
Sorry.
And with the HP and MP absorption on Eroga, you will get a substantial amount of both HP and MP back every single cast you do. You've almost pretty much got like infinite MP for most of the rounds here. To ensure you're
it's a
hitting
bit
the
hard.
highest you possibly can, be sure to use Cloud's Prime Mode ability. This allows him to get the Berserk status buff. As well as that, you'll be utilizing Zack as a caster to heal as well as buff Cloud by using Faith, which increases magic damage. And Genji gloves
hope it's
are
near
absolutely
tier of
required for
event.
Cloud to break the
Oh, that's the
ninth.
thing, dude. When I was playing Nikke, I just started Nikke for like a few weeks ago. If you guys saw, like, I love Stellar Blade, and so I tried Nikke. So what about Nikke or something like that? That is my very first Nikke video, which I think it's just like 2 weeks ago or something. And I started because a lot of people liked that video, and a lot of people started watching my Nikke video. And I was like, oh, I started to really try to get into the Nikke stuff because I really like the Nikke game as well, because I really like Shift Up because of Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is right now my most, like, I love Final Fantasy, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, it's because of something happened in Rebirth that makes me like, it's a 10 out of 10 game, and okay, never mind, it's an 11 out of 10 game, drops to 1 out of 10 game for me. But then, when I was like, I'm gonna give up being a gamer, fuck that shit. Game. I'm gonna quit being a gamer. But then Stellar Blade come and save my life. My gamer life. And it's like I hope that woo is coming right now. Come on. You know, and it saved my life. And I was like, Stellar Blade existed for me. And it's my game of the year. It's my game of the year. Even though Elden Ring's gonna come out later. Nah, it's still gonna be nah. I'm gonna be judging it right now. Without even playing it. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna be close-minded about this. Stellar Blade is my game of the year, and nobody can say it. Nonetheless, I mean, like, differently. I don't know what to say, but you know what I mean. You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
1,999 damage limit, so that you can start.
Lies, you just like to see Eve, but dude, it's my favorite game. It's my favorite game. Of course, I spend 69 hours on game time just watching her, but that's why I'm still having... I have like, I think how many hours right now, I still haven't platinum the game, or everybody already platinum the game. This game what FF doesn't have? Oh, FF did have Tifa. I mean, Tifa has been with me for a very long time.
Absolutely slaps.
You know,
I will put the build in the
we have our
description down below if you are struggling on this fight. I
like to
highly
see
recommend
inside.
it. Now, while the legendary and brutal fights are certainly
black, by the way, it's
very
black.
tough challenge,
If you
and
guys
this is a
wondering.
platinum where the dopamine release is so high
and
once
then we
you
have
finally
Tifa.
achieve it, because of course these challenges throw you to the ground
It's black.
and make you
It's black
purple
as
in
well.
an instant. So when you finally conquer it, you feel
But
pretty damn good about
Tifa's
yourself.
one got
You're like,
slightly white stripes.
Damn, Kyle, I do be gaming. One
Yeah.
thing I have to make absolutely clear, though, is this is still not the Square Enix Ultimate Challenge. While this is
can we
certainly
book that?
still hard,
Can
Yozora,
we book
without a
that?
doubt, in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, is one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. That's even taking into account some of the hardest challenges in both Bloodborne and
Let me block
Elden
it.
Ring. Obviously, a little bit of a different case, though. These challenges are required for the Rebirth Platinum,
But
whereas
Tifa
if
is
you
not
look at
Eve.
something like Yozora, he's just an additional DLC trophy. Thank God he's not required
Tifa
for
is
that
not Eve
Kingdom Hearts
indeed.
3 Platinum trophy. Overall, though, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Platinum trophy is one that
You know, like how people like to put big tree in a lot of stuff. Like in anime, they got a big tree. You know, like Naruto, you know, One Piece, Bleach, and then the big tree before that, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, and I don't know, maybe Samurai X or something. I don't know. Hunter x Hunter before that, right? And you know, like big tree. My big tree girls is actually Tifa, Eve. And you know, 2B, of course. Dude.
it is hard to achieve. Those mini games
So, if
are
you
some
say,
of the
but
most
Tifa is not
infuriating
Eve.
things I have ever experienced in video games. Period.
But then
On
I
top
would
of that,
say-
the combat challenges are
but
right
Eve
up
is
there
not
on the
2B.
difficulty scale. I
But
think it's
then
actually kind of cool
people
though
will
that we
say- I would
definitely
say again,
do have
but
an
2B is
ultimate
not
challenge
Tifa.
for this
So
game.
it's just
Whereas
going
if you
to
look
this
at Final
Trinity
Fantasy
thing.
VII Remake,
You know,
it didn't
it's just
really have
Trinity.
an ultimate challenge
just
per
turning
se
the
until, of
triangle,
course,
that's it.
Weiss was added in with the Integrate DLC. This Platinum Trophy bet me up 13 million ways from Sunday, but I have come out victorious. This is definitely a Platinum Trophy that
Yeah,
deserves
2B
the title
from
of
Nier Automata.
Platinum Trophy. You do be gaming if you have achieved this. However, guys, that is my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Platinum experience. Do be sure to let me know in the comment section down.
It's a very great video. I mean, I when I first saw this video, I just liked and just subscribed to it. It's a very nice video, very great.